say thank you to everybody for taking the time to join us tonight. This is the first one of these we've done, so hopefully we keep it going pretty smooth. And for our test run, or our initial run, I guess, Horton has been kind enough to step up and take this endeavor on with us. So I do want to mention a couple things, just general housekeeping. We are recording this presentation, so you can watch it later, or if there's anybody else at your location that you'd like to share it with, or your shop, or anything like that, you'll be able to. So, and we'll have time for questions during and at the end. We'll try our best. Kristen's our marketing manager. She's here to help control that. If you have a question, she will see that. So with that, so we'll get right into it. Make sure I'm where we're at attendees. We're up to 30 now, so great. So first off, introductions. My name is Troy Powers. I'm the director of parts for Rihm Kenworth, and we'll go on around the room here. I don't think we'll go through all 30 people. We could have you unmute and introduce yourself, but I think that Kristen would have a heart attack if I actually followed through with that. So we won't do that. We'll just start with Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad Peters, outside parts sales manager for Rihm Kenworth.
Good evening, Chad. And at Horton, we have Russ. You guys are muted. Horton, you're muted.
How's that?
There you go.
You
Thank
got
you.
me? All right.
We got you
well,
now.
we were trying the silent type first. So anyways, my name's Russ Redman. I work for William Schimpf Sales. I've been representing Horton for 12 years, and I cover the states of Minnesota and the Dakotas for them.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, Jackson.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackson Alley. I lead our aftermarket team for Horton in the US and Canada.
Perfect. Like I said, thank you all for joining tonight. Start off with, obviously COVID has been a talk of the town up until recently, but still a major concern. How have things been at Horton? Are you guys open for business as usual, or how have things been?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We're doing well at Horton. We're glad to be in the resilient trucking industry, and we look forward to the aftermarket business coming back really strong. Obviously, with new truck builds going to almost zero overnight, we're expecting the aftermarket to come back really, really strong. So we're looking forward to that. But we had to adjust like everybody else, travel being shut down. We haven't been able to be in front of customers. So this is kind of new for us, but we're glad to be a part of it. But to answer your question, yeah, we're fully open. We've been open throughout the entire pandemic as part of the critical manufacturing sector, like everyone on this call. So both of our plants have remained fully operational without any disruptions to our supply chain, knock on wood. So our main plant is in Britain, South Dakota. That's where all of our fan clutches come out of. And then we have another plant that makes our fans in Carmel, Indiana. And we're actually in the process of transitioning that to South Carolina. Room for expansion, room for growth in the future. So that'll be done by the end of this year, actually.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you. So I guess to start off knowing you guys are open, that's great. You've been there the whole way. Love the fact that you're a South Dakota upper Midwest company like ourselves. Well, your manufacturing facilities in Britain, rather. But a little bit about if you could share with our attendees a little bit about the history of Horton, and along with what options does Horton have for fan hubs in heavy trucks?
Certainly. So for those of you that aren't aware, we're an OE manufacturer of world-class engine cooling solutions. So we make fans and fan clutches. We're headquartered in the Twin Cities here, privately held, and we're very proud to say that our founder actually created the first ever fan clutch that went on a Class 8 truck in the 70s. And that truck happened to be a PACCAR unit. And we've had a really strong relationship with PACCAR ever since, and a really great first fit position. Mm-hmm. So the two technologies we wanted to cover today that are most prevalent on PACCAR units, the first is our on-off technology over here. This, I mentioned earlier that our founder created the first ever fan clutch. This is it. It's evolved over the years, of course, but the technology is the same. So it's either fully engaged or fully off. And absolutely great for long haul applications, over the road trucking where your average vehicle speed is higher, rule of thumb, we like to say higher than 45 miles an hour. The other technology that we wanted to cover is our two-speed technology right here in front of me here. What we mean when we say two-speed, so that means it has an off speed of about 600 RPMs, and that's created by an eddy current. What that means is there's opposing magnets in here that keeps that going when it's not engaged. So if you're running an on-off technology, getting more frequent engagements than you'd like, or vocational applications, regional hauls, something rule of thumb where your average vehicle speed is less than 45 miles an hour, this is an absolutely great option for you. Russ, anything I'm missing there?
No, I think you covered it very well. So Chad, over to you once. Tell me about your team and your locations. How you guys been doing?
So yeah, Rihm's got 8 locations now throughout Minnesota, 1 in Wisconsin. We cover virtually all of Minnesota, part of Wisconsin. We have 14 outside sales guys running around, which hopefully you guys are seeing them once in a while. And through COVID, yeah, we've been open essential business also. So we've only had to close 1 facility 1 day for a deep clean, but other than that, we've been open as usual.
We've been lucky to have been safe and well and keeping our stores up and going and being there for our customers. So back to Jackson. So you mentioned the Reman, you mentioned the new. Why would a person go with the Reman Fan Hub as opposed to just buying new?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the way we look at it is the Reman is, it's a full replacement at a great value. When you factor in the labor of a kit, it's equal to or less than a Reman is generally speaking what we say. All wear components are brand new, made in Britain, South Dakota, and it comes with the same warranty as our new service parts. The other thing we wanted to highlight is, and this is an exclusive program that we released to PACCAR this year, so it's not at any other WDs or any other nameplates. We have what we call as a no hassle core policy. For those of you that are aware, previously we had 3 tiers to our core policy. So you would get full credit, partial credit, or no credit. And the gray area was the partial credit area. So you might have a nick in the pulley or a crack in the bearing, and maybe you would get partial credit for that previously. And what would end up happening is someone along that chain would end up getting screwed, essentially, whether it was Rihm or some of our end users. And that's not what we wanted to do. That wasn't our intention. So what we've done is we've removed that middle tier. So it's now full credit or no credit. The intention is to give full credit core for anything that is complete and hasn't been demolished. As long as you haven't taken a saw to it or a torch to it to get it off the truck, if it's incomplete, you're going to get full credit for that core. The other thing that we like to use to promote Remans and make it as easy as possible is our competitive core policy. And what I mean by that is it's not a like-for-like program. At Horton, we take all competitive core for full core value, as long as it's complete in any condition. What else did I want to cover? Oh, the other important piece of this. So Rihm does a great job of stocking our Remans. But in the event that it isn't in stock at one of their locations and you have some time, short amount of time, we actually prioritize our aftermarket at Horton. And what I mean by that is we will actually stop our OE line to build a unit for a truck down scenario through PACCAR parts. Currently, we actually average less than 1 day to get a unit out to get a truck down scenario back up and running. So hopefully you see that our goal is to be as easy to work with as possible. And I hope you guys are seeing that in the field.
So Chad, what are your guys seeing in the field? A lot of kits, a lot of Remans. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So yeah, I guess one of the major things we hear a lot is price. Customers are always price conscious, and they're looking for a little bit cheaper option than maybe putting on a complete Reman Fan Hub. A lot of the independent repair facilities are looking for those. They're second and third owners. So we run up against, of course, Kitmaster, Gold Tops quite often. And we're kind of looking for something to compete with that. Do you guys offer something for that?
That would be our kits. So what, like what Jackson was saying, the first option would always be use a reman. It's faster. You get your truck from a truck down situation to running in virtually no time. The amount of time it takes to take it off the truck, put it in the box, put the one or the reman on, and you're driving. Now, in the situation where you're talking about the gold tops or rebuilding a fan drive, we've got our kits. And for every fan drive that we've made, we've got a kit to repair it, okay? But in the past, when I've been out to repair shops or to service shops, I've always been asked, why does Horton have so many kits? Why do you need so many parts in the kits? And so kind of Horton went back to the drawing board and said, you know what, we can build something that more closely resembles a unit that is all in one. So what we came up with is our Horton Quick Kit. And out of the box, you're gonna take this assembly, and what I mean by assembly is you got the clutch pack, the friction liner, and the fan mounting disc already pre-assembled out of the box. You're still gonna have your bearing, you're still gonna have your seal kits and such. The grease, we want you to rebuild it from the ground up, but this part being pre-assembled to the OE specific torque is a time saver, a huge time saver. We've also drilled out the spots where the button screws will go when it's going onto the pulley, okay? So what we also offer is in the TRP side of things, the rapid repair kit. And this is how it's gonna come to you. You're gonna take it out of the box. First thing you're gonna do is take the instructions and most likely throw them on the bench or possibly in the circle file, the garbage can, because you don't need those. Then you're gonna start taking pieces out. This is what we call a rapid repair kit, all right? Very similar to the quick kit, but better. And why is it better? Because we've done a dual function here.
Can everybody hear Russ okay?
What was that?
We lose audio?
Russ, I'm sorry, something happened with your audio. You were fine.
Is that better?
I don't know if I'm the only one. Chad, can you hear him?
No, he's very quiet. I can barely hear him, but it's very quiet.
Okay,
Maybe bring the mic up.
Hello?
that's better.
That's
Are we
better.
good? Okay. So the rapid repair kit, all right? Dual function. What you're gonna see in your box, and I've taken these out, you're gonna have studs similar to this. Well, actually, here it is right here. So this stud kit's gonna come in the box, and that's gonna take the place of these outer this 5-inch circle. And what that's for is in 2013, 2014, the OEs went to a 5-inch pilot on the fan blades. So you're gonna have some drives that need to be repaired with a 2.56 and some drives that need to be repaired with the 5-inch pilot for the fan blade, okay? This is the 2.56. The studs would go in the outer ring like I told you. This is a centering ring that will go right in this groove that's been tooled in, and that will keep your blade centered. You button up the fan mounting bolts, and away you go once that's on the truck. So that's been able to, what we've been able to do with that is eliminate quite a few parts. Now, that only takes care of about 50% of the repairs. There's another fan drive out there. It's called Borg-Warner or Kaiser, and this would be the Kaiser pack or the clutch pack that goes on the front of that. Again, what we've done is made it dual function. So like the rapid repair kit, we have an outer ring which will take these studs, and you can essentially use this one kit to do not only the 2.56 fan drive, but also the piloted 5-inch fan drive, okay? What we've also been able to do with this drive, because it's dual function, is eliminate about 32 part numbers in the industry. So this one kit will take the place of 32 other kits that are currently out there available to repair the Borg-Warner or the Kaiser drive. Like the K32 dual pilot, we have the quick kit, which has allowed us to eliminate quite a few part numbers, and the rapid repair kit that has also obviously allowed us to even reduce further from what the K or the Q kit would take.
Gotcha.
So, did that answer your question all right?
I think you did a fantastic job, Russ. Once we
Perfect.
could hear you, I thought maybe you threw your microphone away with those instructions, but got through it. So Russ, I know one thing that we hear a lot, especially through the training that we go through with PACCAR, is the engagement torque that is at the moment of engagement when the engine calls for fan. Is that the kit master specifically has a pretty strong engagement, which can cause some issues with the other downstream
Right.
components, if you will, belts, tensioners, pulleys, and things of that nature. How is Horton addressing that? Can you speak on that topic a little bit?
I certainly can. First, you have to remember that Horton is first fit with PACCAR. So that means that we are an OE specified manufacturer of the fan drive. And that's very important because we have to follow the OE engineers' specifications. So how that works is when they're going to build a truck or retool an engine, they go through all of their specifications and they've got that cooling package, which the fan drive is the center portion of or the heart of. Then you've got the belts, the tensioners, and the pulleys that all go in conjunction with that, and it all has to work in harmony, okay? So what that number is, or what that torque requirement from the OE is 2,400 inch-pounds of torque on full engagement. They also want or require approximately an inch or a second and a half to full engagement. 1.35 is about where we're at, and that means that you're completely locked up at that point. The reason for that is so that it slides in rather than pounding in to full engagement, okay? So our torque, like I said, is 2,400 inch-pounds of torque, and that is being dictated by the OE, not only first fit, but also the other manufacturers of trucks. So they all have those engineering specifications. If we didn't comply to those specifications, we'd no longer be considered a first fit or a spec option when building the trucks. So we want to make sure we stay in that. Now, the Kitmaster, the Gold Top product, because they do not have to follow those specifications, they just need to have a clutch that will engage the fan and disengage the fan. However, at the detriment, most of the time, of the belts, the tensioners, and the pulleys. And that's where you get that squawk or that chirp when the truck is, or when the fan drive is engaging and the truck needs to be cooled because of the abrupt way that it does engage. So, Chad, let me ask you a question. Do you, are you guys stocking these kits that I've gone through at all your stores or just some of them?
Yes, we're stocking all these kits, plus of course remans at all of our locations. We actually have a promo going this month on the TRP and Horton rebuild kits. And then we're going to do a special promo for the participants in this webinar. They'll get an email after this is done with some special pricing for them. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. I think that did a great job of explaining the things that we have to deal with and that we would like to know. And that I think may help our customers to understand too. I think the engagement piece is certainly good information. Take it for what you will, but good to know. So at this point, we want to open the floor up for questions. As I said earlier, we would have time for questions at the end. I know that we've gotten a few, but Kristen, if you would jump in and let us know what questions we've received from our guests.
Sure. I've got one here that is asking for large fleets that typically have a number of trucks that sit for periods of time. occasionally the fan clutch can seize up and you need to give it a few taps to get them to free up. Is there anything to prevent that from happening?
Can you repeat?
So if large fleets, sorry, Russ, with
Oh, that's
larger
right.
fleets sometimes that have trucks that maybe sit for extended periods of time,
Oh,
and
sure.
the fan hub can wanna seize up and not engage. So you gotta maybe sometimes, whack them with a hammer a couple times like a brake drum that's stuck. But the question is there any suggestions to prohibit that from occurring?
Well, you're essentially dealing with the same thing as brakes. So if a vehicle sits for a while, you have to free the brakes. It's more or less the same deal. We're dealing with a friction liner that's very, very similar in construction to a brake pad or your shoes. Short of knocking it with a hammer, I don't have another solution right off the top of my head. However, if we can get the gentleman or the gal's name that asked the question, we can ask our engineer here and we can get back to them. Troy, I will definitely get back to you with that. And if you can...
Yeah, we'd love to follow up with that. It's a great question.
It is a
not
great
one we see in
question.
the field all that often, quite frankly.
Yeah, so we've got the name captured and we can certainly do that if you guys
Yeah.
want to get something back to me. Obviously one option is never shut the truck off, but I think there's probably a better answer out there. So, Kristen, any other questions from the field?
Yeah, there was another one. How many kits would I need to stock to cover most applications?
Oh,
Great
that's a
question.
great question also. If you've got a repair shop or you're looking to stock a few, you're gonna need 3 kits. That's it. If you stock 3 kits, you're gonna have probably 90 to 95% of repairs covered. Those kits would be your dual function K32, which is a 990-8504.
You'll see that a lot on Freightliner applications.
Yeah, definitely. Freightliner specs the Kaiser quite a bit. The other 2 would be on your TRP kits. One for the 2-speed would be a FCR 5582, and that'll do everything 2000 to current, or the FCR 5568. And again, because that kit comes with the dual pilot, it comes with the extra spacers. You only need that 1 kit to cover everything from 2000 to current also.
Yeah.
So those 3 part numbers, you'll be set.
So that's the 5568 is your on-off, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What is the difference between the TRP kits and the genuine kits?
Oh, the only thing I didn't cover, I believe, would be the bearings. Your genuine kit is going to have this drac bearing. It's a dual wide angle cup bearing. 14 roller elements are in each one of these races, and basically a bulletproof bearing. The TRP bearings are going to have 2 single row bearings, 10 roller elements, high temp grease still, dual lip Viton seals, a very, very good solid bearing. It's the same bearings you're going to find in the Borg-Warner kits or in the Gold Top kits. So that would be the differences between the 2, other than what I had stated before.
Important to note that the TRP fan clutch kits are Horton in the box, made in Britain, South Dakota, the same place we make OEM fan clutches, the same place we make all of our Reman fan clutches as well.
Very good point.
And you'll see it stamped Horton as well as you open it up.
Great, thank
All right,
you.
guys. Oh, sorry.
Yep, there's a couple more questions that came in. If the remans are made in South Dakota and we're in Minnesota, does this allow us to get the reman unit quickly? And if so, how quickly?
Yeah, great question. So through PACCAR Parts, we've actually been able to service really the entire country, but obviously with the proximity to our plant, we average less than 1 day for truck down scenarios. So if you place an order and let's say one of Rihm's locations doesn't have it in stock, we actually prioritize the aftermarket and we'll build that unit same day and get it out. That's why Rehman's a great option. But if you have somebody that needs to get moving right now and you don't have it, Russ has went over the kits really well too.
Great, thank you. And then is the TRP kit made by Horton?
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And if you question that at all, and you look at the inside cover, the clutch pack, it's stamped Horton right on it. So yes, absolutely, 100%. Everything that is in the TRP kit is mostly identical to the quick hits made by Horton.
Yeah, just a bearing difference, which allows us to really consolidate those SKUs.
Correct.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions we got right now. By the sounds of things, I guess to wrap up, again, I certainly want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their schedules to join us. We will be doing these webinars regularly, and obviously we're very open to hearing any products that our customers would like to hear about. So feel free to pass that along either to your outside sales rep, counterman, however you communicate with our stores. I want to add that we're also going to be sending everyone that's attending this live, we're going to be sending a little thank you gift, if you will, from the guys at Horton and Rihm. So we also, Horton was kind enough to offer up 5 North Face jackets for anybody attending live, and those will be drawn for, and Horton will be reaching out to you. We have your emails as you're registered, so that's how we'll be able to get with you, and we'll follow up. And again, you'll be seeing an offer come in your email from us as a gift as well for attending tonight. We will be covering a tool in our next meeting, which we expect to be in 2 weeks. If we can get everything arranged in time, that'll be an Autel heavy duty truck scan tool. So we will have more of these meetings to come. So with that, I thank everybody for attending, and I hope everybody stays safe out there and stay dry. It's raining out there, and enjoy a nice weekend. So we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.